Hey guys, today I want to talk about flaunting your wealth in the Philippines. There's nothing worse that you can do than flaunting one's wealth or flaunting that you have things, wearing gold chains when you're in poverty-stricken places, things like that, because you're probably going to get robbed or what have you. A lot of people flaunt their wealth on YouTube. We have a couple of, actually, one of the trolls, he likes to flaunt his wealth. There's nothing worse you can do, a fool could do here, than to flaunt your wealth and tell people that you have money out there, because things happen in places where there's a lot of poverty. And when you can get robbed. It's one thing I can honestly say over here in the Philippines is you don't hear a lot about people getting robbed, but you do hear a lot about scams. And when people know that you have money, they're going to try to scam that money out of you one way or another. Sometimes it could be relatives or friends, or and in the Philippines it happens quite a lot. Or you're going to have people pounding on your doors, asking you for money or what have you. And a lot of people can't say the word no. You have to set those boundaries up, as we've talked before. That you have to say no. Unless they're people you want to help. There's people I help. There's family members, friends, neighbors, what have you. Sometimes I'll help them out, but I also set boundaries with them and say, look, if I give you this here, I'm not giving you any more. So this is it. Don't ask me again. And usually that boundary usually stands, and they usually obey that. But sometimes people don't. They don't know how to stop. We have a guy that lives right near us. A lot of people help him out. And no matter how many times you help, you help him and then set the boundaries, he keeps on asking you. And I understand why. The guy's got some issues. He's a stroke victim, and he likes to have his cigarettes or a drink or go get some food every day, and he has no money, so he has to ask people. It's the only way he can survive, is to ask people for money. But even with people like that, you have to set your boundaries and say, look, don't ask me for a month and then come back. Set reasonable boundaries for people, because the guy is probably going to come up and hound you for money. I give him 20 or 50 pesos once in a while. I occasionally give him a little bit more than that, depending on how much money I have. And it's some months, you spend a lot of money, you're doing something around the house, or you're doing something. Make sure, it's okay to give here in the Philippines, but don't flaunt your wealth. Don't go out there and show it on videos. Or if you're a YouTuber, don't go out there and show it in public or something like that. And if you do donate money to somebody around the town or something like that, whatever, don't tell the place there not to flaunt it that you donated money, because you don't like that to be told, because it sets you up. It puts you in a bad spot. People tend to think, even sometimes your girlfriend might ask you, well, geez, honey, you just gave money to these people here, $500 the other day to the church or something, for something. How come you can't give my parents money? That's kind of the way it takes place around here. And I'm lucky that my girlfriend does not do that. But I've seen a lot of other guys that have that problem. If they want to help somebody out or something like that, the girlfriend usually... And one thing I've noticed around here, and I've heard this from several of the expats, is when they give somebody a tip, the girlfriend usually takes half and puts it in her pocket. And that's a very bad habit to let go, because if you leave a tip for somebody, that's from you. And sometimes these waitresses, they see that, and, they remember it. And it's kind of like embarrassing to you, because it makes you look bad, because you're letting that person take that money off the table and put it in their pocket. Sometimes they'll hand it back to you, sometimes they won't. But I've heard this from a lot of expats, that when they go to lay down a tip of 100 pesos, usually the girlfriend will take it and put 50 down or something like that. And that's not good doing that. But is that flaunting your wealth? No, that's taking care of somebody that gave you a good service or what have you, and you just want to make sure that that person is well taken care of. It's okay to do stuff like that. It's okay to give. Just don't give too much so that you're flaunting your wealth around town and you become known as the easy touch. Hey, you got $100? Steve, I need to borrow $100 this week. I'm going away this weekend, and I need it till payday. It's best not to loan to people. One of the things I find here is if I'm going to help somebody, I usually give it to them because they're not going to be able to pay you back. Don't expect people to pay you back. Some people, if you know them really well and they have a track record with you and you know that they'll pay you, loan them a little, but don't get into large sums. I would never give more than $20 or something like that to somebody. Be careful, Don't flaunt your wealth. Don't be telling people you're staying at 5-star hotels and you're staying at this or that, especially when there's a lot of people around. If you're amongst friends and stuff, sure, it's fine. It's okay to be extravagant once in a while and live a good life. I myself am not a person that really cares about whether somebody's 5 stars or 1 star. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. If you want to live a 5-star life, live a 5-star life. And, you're kind of, if you're doing it in the Philippines and you're flaunting it, I think you're a fool. Over here, I've had several expats tell me because of where they live, they dress differently. They don't dress in their best Sunday clothing. They dress down, not like a bum, but they might, not wear their best T-shirts or their best shoes or what have you around when they go out or something like that. They don't want to be wearing their polo shirt or shirt and tie or their best clothing, you know what I mean, when they go out, best pants, best shoes when they go out to dinner or something like that. They don't want people to know that they have a little bit of money in town. And that's kind of the way that you live here anyway. And most of the time in the Philippines, how many people really, really go out and get dressed up when they go out anyway? I usually am not a dress up type of guy. I kind of dress the way I feel like dressing, and I dress comfortable. I dress for the heat. I dress a certain way if it rains or something, but I don't go out and flaunt what I have. I don't push it in people's faces what I have. I don't even have a car. I don't have a motorcycle. Will I get one someday? I'm actually considering getting a van. Do I think that's flaunting wealth? No, I don't. Those Suzuki vans for a good, decent one cost between $3,000 to $5,000 to get a decent one. And they'll last you a long time. It's not flaunting wealth because they're cheap. I think if I went out and spent $25,000 or $30,000, whatever a Toyota Corolla costs, or either a almost new or brand new Toyota Corolla, you're probably going to pay between $27,000 to $35,000 over here for something like that. Do I think that's flaunting your wealth? Yes, a little bit, probably. But be careful, guys, out there. When you flaunt your wealth, it might come back to haunt you someday, and it usually does over time. Be careful about it. Be careful about, letting people know, don't be pushing in people's face, oh, I got this or I got that. I mean, for vloggers, we kind of show the way we live because we want to show that we can live fairly cheap compared to back in the U.S. We're not, I don't know of too many vloggers out there that are showing you a penthouse apartment with, all kinds of fancy furniture or anything. It's usually just a normal home or what have you. There's not too many people flaunting their wealth out there, I'll say, on most vlogs. I can't think of anybody out there that really flaunts their wealth out there. Most of the people just like to show you their homes because they're proud of their homes. I'm proud of my home. I get for $80 a month. I have a beautiful home. I love my home, and you too can live like this over here. Can you live like that everywhere in the Philippines? No, you can't. I'm actually proud of the fact that I live here for $80 a month, and I'm happy here and content here. And that's what matters the most is being content. I live kind of like a Filipino. I live in a Filipino neighborhood in a Filipino home, but I fix it up to American standards. And that's huge because a lot of guys, when they come over here, they let the girlfriend fix it up. I let my girlfriend also fix things up here. I ask her what she wants to do, and we kind of split things between the way she wants things and the way I want things. And that way we're both happy. And you have to kind of do that, And also, guys, when you have a new girlfriend over here, don't let the girl know everything about how much money you have or whatever. Don't lay all the beans on the table for her to see. Don't do that. In most cases around here, until you're really comfortable with that girl, maybe 6 or 8 months in, then maybe open up a little bit more. Give her a little bit more, but don't give her the full, don't show her all your beans. Don't show anybody all your beans ever over here. Don't let them know everything unless you know 100% that you can trust them, because a lot of times later on you find out that you can't trust that person, and then where are you? You know, they know everything about you, and you know, it can be awful for you when people in the family start hounding you for money. If you tell people, look, I only have enough money for me to survive, you know, after a while they get the point. If you push that, set those boundaries, especially in your relationships, you really need to set those boundaries of how much you're going to give out to people, how much you're going to help people, how much you're going to help your girlfriend's family. Give your girlfriend so much per month or whatever if you want to, and that's up to you. It's not something I'm telling you have to do. Obviously, it's on you. And then say, look, if you spend that, I'm not giving any to your parents or to your siblings or anything. That's for you to do whatever you want. If you want to go out and buy nice clothes, you go out and buy nice clothes. But don't ask me for money for clothes or what have you. If I give you this money, that money's all yours to do as you please. And once it's spent, don't ask me for more till next month. That's the best way to handle things. And like I've said millions of times, boundaries are your best friend. Boundaries. Good fences, good boundaries. It's like setting up a fence, saying, hey, you can't come past here to ask me for money. You cannot do that. It's not right. Let people know when they start talking to you about money or asking you about money. Look, I don't want to talk about money. Don't talk to me about it. It's off limits to you. That's my money. It's none of your business. A lot of people around here, especially sometimes older people, I notice, they come up and they tell people, oh, you're rich because you're American or whatever. And there'll be a lot of people around. They're trying, how much you make every month. They'll be very adamant and out front about it. Oh, tell me how much you make. Don't tell them. Don't tell them the truth. Tell them something. Tell them, you know, oh, I'm a millionaire. Just joke around with them and play it off like that. You know, and they know you're not a millionaire. So just play with it. Play a game. Don't tell people your business about money. It's the best thing that you can do in the Philippines, Thailand, if you're in India, any of these third world nations, keep it a secret. Zip the lips. God bless, guys. Take care. I hope you enjoyed today's show.